NASCAR news is moving quickly this week after Stewart-Haas Racing announced it would be shutting down its operation at the end of this year. There were plenty of rumors and speculations as well as fan desires on who would be purchasing those charters for the 2025 season. Well, we have an update on who might have purchased at least one of those charters here today. Before we get to this, I'd like to ask you, please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss any of our future videos here at John Trent Racing. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Stewart-Haas Racing announced just yesterday that they were shutting down their operations at the end of this year. This is from the official X account of Stewart-Haas Racing. It says here, in a joint statement from Tony Stewart and Gene Haas, the co-owners of Stewart-Haas Racing, we have made the difficult decision to close Stewart-Haas Racing at the conclusion of the 2024 season. It is a decision that did not come easily, nor was it made quickly. So there you have it. They are shutting down at the end of this year. Following this announcement, we had a number of rumors and from NASCAR insiders. Bob Pockrass over at Fox posted this yesterday. He said, Stewart-Haas Racing will close after the 2024 season, according to a statement from Gene Haas and Tony Stewart. Did not announce who will be buying the charters. My sources indicate plan is for Front Row, 2311, Trackhouse to each buy one. Fourth charter buyer still unclear. It wasn't just Bob Pockrass. We also had NASCAR insider Pete Pistone. I believe he works for Sirius XM. He does. He's also a broadcaster for motorsports, college sports, and Chicago sports. And he says sources I've spoken with this afternoon indicate Trackhouse, 2311, and Front Row are in line for 3 of the 4 Stewart-Haas Racing charters. The 4th is still to be determined. Keep in mind, until there is an agreement between teams and NASCAR on the future of the charter system, not expecting movement. However, we would get some movement before we get to that. Let's rule out some people who are unlikely to actually get the charter or try and make a move to purchase one of the charters. Bob Pockrass said this when I talked to Dale Jr. last week. He said he is not involved in trying to get any Stewart-Haas Racing charters. Brad Keselowski, who is one of the co-owners of RFK Racing, he also posted this saying, I'm $30 million short at the moment. Friends say we should start a GoFundMe, with kind of a shoulder shrug emoji. Interestingly, in the comments there, Kelly Earnhardt said, haha, us too. I think that does indeed rule out RFK Racing and Junior Motorsports from making the jump to the NASCAR Cup Series and purchasing any of these, or at least for Junior Motorsports making the jump, purchasing any of these Stewart-Haas Racing. Obviously, RFK Racing is already in the NASCAR Cup Series with Keselowski and Chris Buescher having 2 teams. We did get this here from Bob Pockrass. This is what I was talking about. We have seen a movement. We do have a team that is announcing that they are expanding to 3 teams instead of just the 2, and that is Front Row Motorsports. Bob Pockrass wrote this. Front Row Motorsports announces it has obtained a charter. Doesn't specifically say Stewart-Haas Racing, but the timing isn't a coincidence to expand to 3 Cup teams next year. Drivers to be determined. Todd Gilliland is expected to be one of the 3. It also said it will continue its truck program. And we do have an official statement here from Front Row Motorsports. It says, this is what it says. This is from Bob Jenkins. He says, we have a very positive outlook on the future of NASCAR, and as the sport plans for success, so do we. Today, that means having a plan for expanding back to 3 cars in the NASCAR Cup Series. I always have the vision to continue to grow and improve our team, and that commitment and desire never changes. I am committed to the sport and its passionate fans and partners. Jerry Freese, the general manager, also said this. Starting a new team from scratch is always a challenge, but with the opportunities in front of us, the talent we have in our leadership, and a bit of a runway to get there, I am confident that we can produce 3 competitive programs out of the box for the 2025 season. We haven't lost sight of what our goals for 2024 are, to get our teams into the playoffs for both series. If we can keep up the speed on track and have a little bit of luck to come our way, we can achieve our objectives. So obviously, Todd Gilliland looks like he will stay. We do know that it will not be Michael McDowell. McDowell announced this earlier this month, May 8th, that he would be leaving Front Row Motorsports and joining Spire Motorsports for the 2025 season. And we also have this statement here we also have this statement here. We also have this statement here from Bob Jenkins, as relayed to us by Bob Pockris. Jenkins says, I always have the vision to continue to grow and improve our team, and that commitment and desire never changes. I am committed to the sport and its passionate fans and partners. As for who will be racing with Front Row Motorsports, it seems that Gilliland is confirmed. We do know that Michael McDowell will not be returning to Front Row Motorsports. He announced this earlier this month, May 8th, that he would be joining Spire Motorsports and would be leaving Front Row Motorsports. So there's obviously 2 seats to fill at Front Row, and obviously there are 4 drivers at Stewart-Haas Racing that will be out of a job at the end of this year. So it's possible we might see Chase Briscoe, Josh Berry, Ryan Preece, or Noah Gragson joining Front Row Motorsports. It's probably likely that Gragson and Briscoe might be the top contenders, although looking at the statistics, Josh Berry seems to be the better driver of the 2 so far this year. And I think that's him being a rookie as well. That really kind of stands out. So maybe that'll be determined. That we'll see what happens. But obviously, Briscoe and Gragson have the big sponsors behind them. It's likely that Preece will go back to modified racing and racing in the trucks. I think he's already made comments to that effect. If Stewart-Haas Racing shut down, that's probably what he would likely do. He's highly successful in those modifieds. Everywhere he hops in them, always a threat to win when he does, and obviously has had a very successful career in the truck series. So that is a possibility for him. That still leaves the question as to who the other 3 charter purchasers will be. Obviously, the rumors from Pete Pistone and Bob Pockris indicate that 2311 and Trackhouse will be getting 2 of them. And then so that leaves maybe one other. And doesn't look like we're seeing any kind of rumors on who that would be. So that one might be still on the block to be sold. And we could see someone come out of left field and purchase it. We know we've seen new teams kind of crop up. I think there's that like New York racing team that tried to enter the Daytona 500 earlier this year and failed to do so. I think they've tried to enter in a number of other races. I think they did get into a couple of them this year. So they might be someone that might have the money and might be interested in getting involved. You might have someone else maybe just wants to come in and get involved in the sport of NASCAR, who is not involved right now. We've seen this before. Obviously, Michael Jordan teamed up with Denny Hamlin to form 2311, and now he potentially might have 3 teams instead of just the 2 that he currently has with Tyler Reddick and Bubba Wallace. We do know that they just expanded that big new facility, so it makes sense that they would be purchasing one and potentially expanding to 3. That also increases the car count for Toyota. Maybe a team like Legacy Motor Club decides to expand as well. We know they have been running a car with Jimmy Johnson in it in a number of select races this year, so they already kind of have a program involved there that they're developing a 3rd team potentially with that. So that could be a team that might go out and get that last charter there if the rumors that 2311 and Trackhouse have already gobbled up the other 2, and Front Row obviously confirming here that they have purchased one. So we'll see. I'd like to know what you guys think of this. Who do you think who do you want? First off, who do you want to get these charters? Do you want Dale Earnhardt Jr.? Do you want RFK Racing? Is there someone else you would like to have get the charter, get into NASCAR, maybe move up the ranks, something like that? Let me know in the comments below. But then also let me know, who do you think is actually going to get the charters realistically? Let me know in the comments below. So I leave it to you guys. Let me know what you make. This is what we have so far. Things are moving at a pretty quick clip here since Stewart-Haas Racing announced that they have closed. But like I said, let me know what you guys make of this. Let me know in the comments below.